Hello and welcome to Manna Insect's Q&A sessions. Today we have a special guest, an expert on Manna's product and service side, is the head of sales and business development with Manna, Toni Marjanen. Uh, you have a
Yeah,
chance to ask questions. Now you can add them to the chat or the questions uh, bar or section on the sidebar. And I will also be asking Tony some questions here regarding the most commonly asked questions regarding the sales and marketing and the purchasing of Manna's products and services. First of all, welcome, Tony. Nice to see you. Where are you at the moment?
yeah. Hi guys. Good morning for everyone. I'm at the moment in a hotel room in Santo Domingo, which is the capital of a Dominican Republic, meaning that I'm in a Caribbean climate, which is pretty nice at this time of the year, or actually every time of the year. I would say it's a pretty beautiful, amazing place to be here.
Sorry to. I don't know if you already got into bed. Sorry to wake you up, or haven't you even slept yet? But I guess it's in the middle of the night there in the Caribbean.
No, it's early morning. It's 7 a.m., which is the best time to wake with the sun. So no worries. It's perfect time to have a like a webinar first thing on the morning and with the coffee, of course.
Okay, excellent. So let's consider this a morning coffee session. Uh,
Yeah.
let's start with products and services. I mean, Manna has a, quite a wide range of different services available, especially now with a new digital platform, the Farm Hub. But some of the products and services are free, some are paid, and then there are features that have both free and paid versions available. So I was wondering if we can start with first of all, the sort of outlook on the Farm Hub. What is the Farm Hub?
Okay. So basically, we started like sales and marketing like 2.5 years ago or something. So our journey have been like from the hardware part, from the technology part, end up being now more or less like a digital platform provider. It's the Farm Hub or Insect Farm Hub. It's a digital platform for basically everyone who is interested of starting a insect farming business. Uh, Come there to learn basics and then basically deepen the knowledge of a like when you go to the deeper in the insect farming and basically all the farming industry, you need to know more. And it's very like a specific detailed knowledge what you need. And uh, let's say our mindset is that we want to be part of a sharing our knowledge for every individual and small companies who wants to start profitable BSF farming. Um, and this is why like Insect Farm Hub is meant to be in there. So basically in the hub there is like very like basic video tutorials and then very advanced deeper like video tutorials for everyone who are actually serious about this. You can have a hobby, you can do whatever backyard farming, but when you go into the industry, into the business, you need to be very specific and you need to be very detailed instructions and methods how you do. So Farm Hub is for the learning. So there's a learning center, which is the first part for basically everyone who start. And then there is always also this like a new feature which is basically have been like lucky for the whole industry is marketplace. So marketplace is because obviously you want to sell your product, and especially when you are small, like small startup, you do not have very easy to find ways to find the customers, like end customers, or even like test like a piloting partners. So marketplace is mostly for that. So you can sell your product, but you can also sell your services, which means that if you are locally, you are expertise, you have an expertise of something very detailed in insect farming, you can provide your services in the marketplace. And also you can sell some products like insect trays, like of course eggs and 5-day-olds, neonites, pupa, everything what is related to BSF and insect farming. I mean, LED lights for like artificial lights for breeding part or mating is very important part of having a efficient result from that. And then basically the third part is what Insect Farm Hub offers is a kind of a like management tool for companies and how to manage your production when it's ongoing. There's like a possibility to log tasks, and basically every team member have their own account, so everyone is logging their own tasks, even if they are doing like with a team, meaning that basically the management or other like supervisors can see who have been doing something, and you can basically monitoring how your production is going like remotely, because when everyone is using this management tool, everyone needs to be like logging everything what they are doing, and also you can go back and you can see what have happened. So it makes things much easier to find, like say, mistakes, not just from the people, but also if there's like some kind of a methodology mistakes during the or failures during the process. And the fourth part is basically that you can use Farm Hub platform for our Manna Mind technology and these like climate controlled environments to monitoring them and adjust basically the climatization in the Farm Hub. I don't know, that's kind of some summary. I mean, it's much more. People just need to go there and just try to start using it and understand what's the how they can use it first.
The Farm Hub is free at basic level, so you can register for free. But if we look at a bit deeper into the actual so-called learning center, I mean, you mentioned tutorials, but there's also actual training courses available, right?
Yeah. I mean, okay, yeah, we can talk different names. Basically, they are video courses. There are hours of video materials, meaning that you can, basic tutorials or video courses. They are for free. There's at the moment, I think there's more than 2.5 hours of video courses available already. Also, the farm management tools are available for free and marketplace. So there's a lot of stuff for free. But as I said, that when you are serious about this industry and you need to know more, because you need to know more, you need to know very detailed instructions, very detailed methods, and things like that. Then there is like pro courses like for the professionals, which go deeper for farming methods. Take care of a breeding, rearing, all the whole cycle basically, and how to make that efficient. And basically there's like detailed instructions how to do the whole process. And also, I mean, that in my opinion is that the most important part is the like our like pro startup module, the courses, which is like more or less like business development and business validation, like scalability studies and whatever you will need before you even start doing your hands-on training, meaning that you are doing the farming itself. You need to know where the substrate comes. You need to know where the and eventually where the money comes. So where's your customers? And you need to have very detailed business plan before you should even start. So you have basically calculated, you have a budget, you have a basically like a time frame or schedules where things happens, and they never keep. I mean, schedules never keep in this kind of a business where you don't actually know exactly what to go, because there is not references, there is not much standards. You need to know, you need to do everything. You probably are one of the pioneers in your country. Most of the countries, there is not many BSF farmers yet, but this whole industry will grow very fast. So I think you need to be like one of the first who can start, because you get like much more like advance from the others who comes later. But yeah, free and paid courses, video courses, and also other materials, not just videos, but also like tools, like calculators, like a business calculator. You can basically calculate your profitability and like a capex and opex and all the things you need to know. Everything is very hard to know before you start doing, because the numbers you cannot find the reference numbers everywhere anyway. So you need to do the piloting. But also, I mean, there's like technical calculators, like insulation material, and what is your system needed insulation level to keep temperature and humidity, especially temperature, like in a bay. That's it for having like efficient and like you can maximize your capacity in the production.
And the BSF business calculator is available at Manna Insect website, mannainsect.com. But
Yeah,
you mentioned other calculators as well, and I know there's been discussion about a more advanced calculator, but that's going to be at the Farm Hub later, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, that one, what is in our webpage, it's basically like almost, I think it's almost 2 years old. I don't know. Not much have changed, but the idea is that it's kind of a little bit like old, because our business models have changed. There's the numbers, no, not for production numbers. They are still in there. They are our basically like from our references, but there will be like a very detailed like a calculator or budgeting tool in a Farm Hub for pro members later, very soon, where you can actually put the like a detailed number of a amount of waste you will get, and how much your eggs will cost. And actually, what is very interesting, and I'm looking forward also, because I have done the calculation like years, and it's still very complicated. So we are developing now like a pro calculator for business, but includes also breeding part. So basically means that you can exactly know how much it's in a theoretically. You can produce eggs in a like optimal environment for the whole cycle. But then there's basically there's like some level of where you can start, and then you need to master the whole cycle to know exactly what is your daily amount of eggs you can actually provide, because it's very important that you can do it systematically every day, same amount basically, because without that you will fail somewhere else in the process, in the cycle. Yeah, but I mean, we want to know more. If there is someone who, good ideas of what kind of a like digital materials and digital like tools people will need in the future or now, we would we would love to hear. Because I mean, yeah, it would be very easy us to develop these kind of like new features like in a farm hub now. Let's say we have a like in our list like neonate counter just with your phone. I mean, you don't need to buy very expensive tools or like instruments for that. Basically, you have a phone, you have a camera, so we can build and we will build a neonate counter for people. But that's kind of like our in our future feature list. So I believe that it would be very profitable and good thing to join the Farm Hub Pro membership now. Um, Still, everything is like evolving. It's a like second generation Farm Hub at the moment, and we are like building it to be like a global platform for everyone.
Okay, excellent. And of course, with farm management tool, that's totally for free at the Farm Hub. But we get a lot of questions regarding the marketplace. I mean, uh,
Mhm.
is it true that Manna really doesn't take any money for us to sell our products there, or do you have a provisional model, or do you need to be a pro member to access the marketplace and all that? Can you state our listeners once and for all, is marketplace for free? Are there any hidden costs, or what's the case?
Yeah, I mean, yes, marketplace is for free for everyone, for every individual. Uh, let's say obviously we need to monitor, we need to regulate something because this kind of a free platforms and tools and everything, it tends to be also very nice place for spammers, and we don't want to see that, or no one wants to see that there's like something else except what is needed, what is relevant for this industry, like tools and eggs and whatever, you know but it is for free. We will have like additional features obviously for pro members, maybe for a bigger like companies and things like that. But the idea is that we try to keep the cost very minimal for everyone, because we understand that it cannot be this cannot be very like high cost industry only, which is have it seems to have been like past 2 3 years we have been studying this industry. It seems that a lot of things cost a lot. you know if you want to start like a something even very locally, you need to buy like something very like specific stuff to this industry, except even if they are not needed for branded as a BSF tools. But yeah, marketplace is for free. I hope that I can see like a lot of people selling small amounts of things. Let's say, I mean, like adult lava, fresh or whole dried. But I want to see also that it is targeted like a local market, not like a global. I mean, global can come later, or like exporting your stuff can come later. But if you don't have a market, if you don't have a customer locally, you basically you cannot start for like a exporting business immediately. You'd have to have a first. Have to master your products, and you have to find a way to do it like like professionally, and before you can even think about export. Because I know I have been talking with a like 300 400 people past 2 years, and I have these guys, everyone have been like around the globe. So I have a very good ideas and visions what people are looking for, and I know that also I was half a year in mostly in East Africa last year, and there's a lot of ESF farmers, and a lot of people are looking to place where they can actually sell the small amounts of their products. But that also needs someone who wants to buy them. So I mean, this is kind of a one thing that if this and when this marketplace and the whole insect farm hub will be a like tool for everyone, for buyers and sellers, for producers and for the services, it will benefit everyone. It's like ecosystem which needs to be built. An ecosystem needs to be like, there needs to be like a global ecosystem, which means that people are sharing knowledge globally. But there needs to be like small ecosystems, like inside the country or even inside a region. So I mean that it needs buyers, but it needs sellers, but it needs also buyers who needs the larvae, who needs the eggs, and who needs the tools.
That's a very good point. And I really loved what you said about spam. I mean, nobody wants to see Viagra ads in an insect farm hub
Mm,
unless it's
mm,
meant for BSF or maybe use BSF as an ingredient. But please, anyone looking at the
yeah.
recording or joining our session now, we don't want to see Viagra ads on the marketplace. But if you have
Yeah.
any insect-related products
Mm,
or services or tools or technology that you're either looking for or you're looking to sell, then head on to the marketplace. It is, believe it or not, absolutely for free. Now,
yeah.
regarding paid products, MAN also offers mentoring. But could you explain a little bit about mentoring? Because people seem to confuse it with consulting. I mean, what's the difference? What does it cost? What kind of mentoring is available?
Yeah. Okay. So this is also because we are very like I don't know why we are very innovative company. We are changing our method, methods, business models, things like that. We have changed them like several times past 2 years to find a solution which actually helps people and which supports this industry. And these kind of like a services like mentoring or like a coaching. It's a one thing. First of all, uh, our resources, obviously we are a small company and we are not planning to grow like a huge like industrial size company, but we try to keep it like as lean as it can because it's basically important. But the idea of having these mentoring programs, which started for like 2 years ago, offering a full scale mentoring, meaning that you have a business validation. You basically have the whole pipeline that you will get everything in from one, um, let's say, entity. So business validation, business plans, everything going from the business point of view. Then there's like mentoring for the constructing or building this farming site. Mostly what we are talking about is climatized, like modular farming places or growing places, rooms, and then there's basically like mentoring the whole package, one this size, the huge package, which is but probably it's very comprehensive. But the problem is that there is too much. I mean, it takes like too many hours before you actually are even in the position of building. So now I think the best thing is to describe this is that we have divided this for a more like smaller pieces that we let's say we are targeting to have a very detailed mentoring, but the overall mentoring is basically meaning that it's different than a coaching, because the mentoring means that we are there to help you for the whole journey, not just part of that, but where you actually buying something, like very specific um, knowledge from us, which you don't find from the farm hub. And if you don't find it, we want to know, because the point is that we try to make ourselves useless in the sense of a giving knowledge. But I know that there's a lot of like things that people will need especially when they are starting like piloting, when they have built and they are building the site, when they start farming, it's almost impossible to keep all the knowledge like silent knowledge from in a digital formats in a video courses. It's impossible. So that's why we basically have a mentoring program. You can apply. There's like a price for that, yes, but it's basically divided in a different categories. That's one part. We also are building basically like a network of a specialists. This is very new thing. I think maybe even Tom haven't heard it about it. But the idea is that we will have like a, let's say, let's call them as a like ambassadors or like BSF experts. We have a few of them already. We have been working with some individuals who are one of the top in this industry, who actually can come to our customers. If you want to start with, let's say, with our technology or without, we can find you a specialist who can come to your place, your site, your country to be part of the piloting. And I mean, this is very important because I know that how hard it is to start without too much knowledge. Did we break the? Okay, sorry, I thought that we break the connection, but yeah,
we're fine.
this is kind of what we are also building. We are building a network of specialists, and if you are interested, now this is very like as I said, very new thing. But if you are interested, you can call me, you can contact me. We can have a discussion about what we can do together, and let's figure it out. Where is your expertise, and can we provide it for our people, or can you provide it your expertise through the marketplace? Because marketplace is also for that, for the services. But I don't know. Summarize the mentoring program is that the mentoring program comes value when there is a kind of I mean, when you want to have a very like fast track to be professional, then we can help you after you have watched all the pro videos. And we also have artificial intelligence AI like tutor, like mentor in a farm hub, which should be the first part for that. And then yeah, but we are more than happy to talk with people and I mean help with anything there is like in a business or in a technology or in a farming methods.
And if anybody wants to contact Toni, you can contact him through the contact form at the Manna website. I think that's the most sort of easiest, straightforward way. And of course, if you are interested in partnering, we are really looking forward to building a large network of people around the globe to help our customers. And of course, if you have already some sort of mentoring or training or consultation business, you can add that to the marketplace as well. Early on, Toni, you mentioned the Mind technology. I mean, we haven't talked about that, and it's not very visible on the Farm Hub, but Manna does have the technology side as well. Could you tell a little bit about the technological tools or technology that is available? I mean, are there still containers? Do you still build actual kind of like production units, or is it just Mind technology? Is it just software license? Can you walk us through that?
Sorry. Yep. All right. So now again, I need to go back 2 years like past, because we have been changing this part. Let's say half a year ago, if someone would have asked me what kind of a company Manna Insect is, I would have said that we are a technology company. Today, we are still a technology company, but we are also like an educational, how to put it, educational company. Like we share knowledge more because we want people to understand a need for a climatization. I'm in the Caribbean. I'm in tropical climates. I have been talking with people like BSF people in this region already, and even in here, like in a tropical climate where the temperature don't go below 25 degrees basically ever, we still can see very much need for a climatization, which means that climate control. Because the whole cycle, especially when it comes to the breeding, needs to be very detailed, it needs to be very instructed, and it needs to be very like systematic. And if your days, because even if the temperature and humidity doesn't go below some point, there is still a lot of variation. And this variation, like peak values, needs to be controlled, and that's one thing. But other thing is that you will get always the same systematic results. And to be honest, I believe that without that, the whole being a professional or being like industrial like company, it is basically impossible. But anyway, let's not go there. So technology itself, it is in our core, but the core means that the core needs it needs something around it before it can be very like usable. So because we have struggled with like past year how to create a knowledge transfer model for the customers. So we have had these acceleration programs where we can actually have the individual video calls with the people. The technology itself, yes. So Manna give basically a guidance. It's also in the Farm Hub. You can steal our instructions and everything from there. It's very cheap. So we basically give a guidance to everyone how to do a like controlled environment, how to build a controlled environment for BSF larvae or flies. It depends, obviously. So this is first thing. You get all the instructions in Farm Hub how to do the assembly, how to do the building, what kind of materials, like what level of insulation you will need. In Finland, we need different insulation than in Caribbean or in Africa or in Latin America or Southeast Asia. So that's kind of one thing. We give an instructions. For the reference, and this is important, we cannot give you instruction how to build a farm like a warehouse level, because we haven't done it. But we have a technology which is the Manna Mind unit, basically the control unit, which is a like center of the solution. We have that. So basically, like Manna Mind technology is very agnostic. It doesn't care what size of the room you are building or you are using. It actually doesn't even care what size of the equipment you are using or you will need to use, because everything is like separated from the equipment part. So technology itself is called Manna Mind. We are calling still its unit. Actually, like our third generation of Mind is not even a unit anymore. It's basically like detailed components or modules which can be also built locally. And we will give the instruction for building Manna Mind unit also. It's like open hardware, open sourced hardware solution. And our part of this, all everything is we provide a software which gives a like intelligence, which gives an intelligence for the whole system. So, and basically the software even is not just like a dummy software or something which is like very invisible, because the software itself, what we are calling a Manna Mind software license, includes a local, let's say, local software runs in a computer inside the unit, inside the farming unit. That's one part. That controls all the equipment. That sends a data to the cloud. That will give you a local, like local monitoring and local adjustment. You can do everything locally. You don't need to have a remote access even. But basically, the idea is that you can test things locally. And then that's the one part of the software license. And the other part of the software license is basically like cloud features, which are also in the Farm Hub included. So what you get from there, you get a dashboard. Basically, you get a like monitoring data, like very nice visual data, like like you know, like a numbers and everything. That what is the temperature, humidity, CO2, ammonia, whatever. So whatever sensors you have decided to have in there. So basically, what I'm saying that you can basically build a laboratory using Manna Mind technology and software, and you can add things. You can even add a like inside camera in there if you want to. You can add like security measures. They are obviously they are additional features, because you know it's not necessary for the climatization itself. The necessary of the climatization is basically control temperature, ventilation, and humidity, and they need to be automatically controlled and kept in a like a margins that you will get efficient, like maximize your productivity. And the license itself is, we are talking about license now. We are not talking about software anymore at that point, because before we sold the whole package also. Like Manna Mind unit is a hardware and software. Nowadays, Manna Mind is basically a software license, which you can purchase, like yearly subscription, like yearly paid license, which means basically that we cannot do. I mean, no one can do it more affordable to start like climatization than with our technology and our solution, because basically you will pay like, I don't know, it's less than $1,000 per year, meaning, and that's actually like pro license. There's also basic license, but we don't recommend that for the starters, because there is not enough like data what you can analyze, because you want to know. So like pro license is less than $1,000 per year, which means that if I calculate it right, it's like 75 something dollar per month, which is basically nothing if you produce like thousands of kilos of sellable things. So basically you are not paying, we are not the bottleneck anymore, you know, for this. So that's very big change for us. I know that it's let's say in a business development point of view, it can be very problematic also, because now we need to have a more customers, because before we sold a few package, and we have sold them more than like 70 all over the world. So that was the thing back then. Now we are target to have thousands of users, obviously, and through the Farm Hub and everything like digital platform, everything in what is in digital platform, it will provide more information for everyone why this is very important everywhere, that you can have a systematic results. So okay, I don't if I missed something, because I mean this is the licensing part is very new. It started like early this year, or beginning of this year. We changed the model, not to sell like the whole software, like lifetime license and everything, but now lower the cost for the like initially, and also when you scale up, because you will scale up, when you scale up from one farming module, and I don't want to talk about numbers of that module because it can be different depending what you are doing. When you are scale up your production from 1 to 100, you basically don't want to invest, like pre-invest the money for this for this kind of a license, because you already have you need to invest money for the construction. You need to have the equipment. You need to have a materials like insulation, pipings, everything, workforce. So we try to minimize our like cost in the scaling, and we believe that it will work, because now when it's possible that cost companies can very low can scale up very low in a very low risk, and very affordable, they will do it much better, much easier than if they need to like get a funding for the scale up, like much bigger funding. All right.
Excellent. That's a really good look into the tech part. We're just about done for today. Anything perhaps I have forgotten? Any tool or service or technology that you still want to highlight before we rest our case for today?
Yeah. Okay. So I could tell. Of course, we are a service company. We are a technology company. If there is, let's say, if there is someone, let's say, like a science center or university, which normally gets their funding from a like like governments or whatever, who have a like a type, like lump sum of budget. I understand we cannot offer like yearly based licensing models for them, and we have also like, okay, when we go back a little bit for the services, we have services we can build. Let's say these farming modules, we can even support for building the whole is like bigger scale site, like farming site. We have a packages, like we have a like different services if people wants to buy like turnkeys. We don't want to do that much, because I mean I don't believe the turnkeys can be very sustainable. That's the first thing. It is not like affordable. It's not cost efficient to have a turnkey. There's a lot of complications, especially when it comes to the maintenance. If there is a turnkey, you need to buy a maintenance. That's the for one thing. We are targeting that everything is built locally. Use local workforce, use local people, local experts, local equipment if there is available, materials, everything. You will learn how to do the maintenance, and that's the beauty of the system, that when we have open source hardware and all the equipment and all the hard parts are available, you can basically you can hire one guy who you can train, who can learn how to do the maintenance. You don't need to buy the maintenance from us, and we actually not even sell the maintenance. But the point is that we can do services like turnkey solutions. But if there is any way we can avoid that, we can lower the cost. We can be a specialist for you, like locally in the place. We can supervise everything. But as I said, yes, we can build the container, let's say in Finland, and we can ship it to you to your place. We can talk about that if you want. But that's not our like main idea, our target anyway. I think that's the one thing. And we, as I said, we have a different models, but we are targeting the model that people learn, understand, and find their best solution how to construct farming modules, and like these like controlled environments would be the better than even the modules, but controlled environment that they can maximize the capacity. And I believe this industry needs everyone to be successful and to be profitable. Before that happens, no one can win. And also, okay, one thing more. We have probably a few minutes. I see that this industry will need a expert, like how to put it, like it needs to be divided. There is no chance that everyone can be the egg provider, or like breeder, like grow farmer, like growing part, and basically like a post processing part, because it's too expensive for building the whole ecosystem inside one company or inside one entity. There needs to be expert breeders, and they need to be everyone needs to be collaborating, like individuals or like small companies who do the breeding locally enough that they can sell it like in a like cost efficient price for the farmers, which are the growers. And then there needs to be industrial level of players or companies who actually buy the raw material or something, very unprocessed, and have the tools and market chains and sales chains, for using the raw materials and make the different kind of a product. And now we are talking about oil, like BSF meal, dried larvae, chitin, whatever, diesel. you can imagine whatever you can do about it, but this small individual farmer cannot do that. So there needs to be someone and someones who can take bigger role in a processing, like post processing and making different kind of a product. And they needs to be also pretty local. They cannot be like global players, because now when we are transporting anything, it will like raise a cost, and then we start talking about too costly products, and there is no market anymore for that, because the market is chicken farmers, the market is pig farmers, fish farming industry, maybe somewhere like a pet food industry, but the pet food it might be a good idea to sell it for very high cost, a very high price, but eventually I don't know if it's going to work. Let's see. We don't know. No one knows where this industry will go.
Thank you, Toni. That's an excellent summarization. So specialize in uh, in your farming into certain products or certain part of a farming process, then collaborate and partner. And we're definitely eager to help you achieve that. So please
Yeah.
get in touch with us. Go through the free content at the Farm Hub. There's plenty of free videos, webinar recordings, and other materials, as well as the bigger courses. And yeah, when you're ready to scale up, then feel free to get in touch with us. Thank you,
Yeah.
Toni. Have fun in the sun,
Thanks.
and yeah, I'll talk to you later. And all of you watching the recording, please do notice that we have these Q&A sessions on a monthly basis, as well as the pro webinars and free webinars. So if you attend all of them, you will gain quite a wide view on all things BSF, as all of these sessions are different, focusing on slightly different aspects of BSF farming. So see you next time. Thanks for joining, and have a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.